Well, who did it? It's a question detectives ask time and time again.
They do. New at 6. St. Joseph County Metro Homicide Unit is pretty good at answering that question, though. WSBT-22's Suzanne Spencer is here in the studio tonight. And Suzanne, our local unit's solving a lot of homicides.
Jennifer and Rick, in 4 years, detectives solved 83% of homicides in St. Joe County. Now we're learning their work is getting noticed, serving as a model to those who want to start their own unit. The kitchen is a place to come together, and the Guzmans is no different. But inside their kitchen, there's a window they can't pay to fix, a chair that isn't quite the same.
Not knowing who did it, it was very devastating.
August 2014, Javier Guzman, then 22 years old, heard a knock. Opened the door. Someone asked who he was. When he told them his name, they fired.
Still here, walking into your home and seeing, wondering which ones were the ones who hit him.
Javi's sister Brenda remembers that night through the bullet holes in the couch and the wall.
Those memories are just really hard to remember because you have them here and they stay there. It's something that just plays in your mind over and over again.
They play over again in Metro Homicide Commander Tim Corbett's mind too.
He was involved in the homicide of Javi Guzman.
What pictures do you think I can put on the frame for Mom? So this is what we got.
It was the eve of the 1-year anniversary. The Guzmans got a phone call.
When I get my mind set on something, I'm not going to be deterred.
Prosecutors charged Airmon Tobar and Davian Smith, saying they were paid to kill the father of 2.
When families come in and they ask, what are all these pictures here for? And, I let them know, this is what kind of work you can expect from us. This is what we do. We don't just talk success, we do success.
It works like this. 2 teams, each made up of a commander, 2 detectives, and 2 crime scene technicians. Detectives work around the clock, interviewing witnesses, collecting clues on the scene.
It's not enough to say, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who did it. You have to be able to prove it.
That's prosecutor Ken Cotter's job. From 2011 to 2015, police solved 83% of homicides. But of those homicides, 94% resulted in convictions.
Police are very good at solving crimes, but their role isn't to convict a person.
To do that, Cotter sends a prosecutor to every crime scene, and timing, he says, has a lot to do with it.
The old adage is if you don't solve it within 48 hours, you're never going to solve it. That's very different here.
St. Joseph County's unit is a model for other places like Elkhart, who are also considering adding their own unit, made up of city, county, and Goshen police officers. Tim Corbett was recently invited to Elkhart County Prosecutor Curtis Hill's office to talk about the success of St. Joe County's unit.
You then have the elected officials who have public safety responsibility recognizing that a countywide homicide program would be in the ultimate best interest. Now it's a matter of having discussions about how to facilitate that and actually implement a program.
Hill talked about doing it in 2002 when he took office, but now he says the county is taking steps toward that goal.
We break down the barriers of the jurisdictional walls and recognize that it's one community.
In 2015, Elkhart City Police had 4 homicides and solved 3 of them. Elkhart County had a 100% solvability rate, and Goshen had no homicides last year.
I'm convinced that a countywide program that focuses maximum resources on our most egregious offenses is the best way to resolve and solve homicides.
You can recover from having your property stolen. You can recover from getting beat up. You can't recover from somebody dying.
That was the last picture. And up here you can see this other one. We actually got the rest of my brothers to climb up there. It was a fun moment.
Justice doesn't always mean a number of years. It means knowing why your loved one, why somebody in our community was killed.
In 2015 alone, there were 22 homicides in St. Joe County. 72% of those were solved. But downstate in Marion County, they had 144 homicides in 2015 with a clearance rate of about 66%.
And you looked into what makes a given city have more murders than another city.
Right. There's a lot of research out there, but some research from the Brennan Center for Justice suggests there are some common traits that you find in the most violent cities. High unemployment, low medium household income, and also high unemployment, like I mentioned. So again, lots of different factors that go into something like that. But again, we've got a breakdown actually for the number of murders each year here in St. Joe County and how many of those are solved since 2011 on our WSBT-22 mobile app.
Well, our investigators are certainly working very hard. Suzanne, thank you very much.